a Spelman College holding its first classes in a deserted boxcar on the railroad tracks and in Friendship Baptist Church. And yet, these are the institutions that have produced the majority of leadership for the African American community and the nation for the last 100 plus years. So I think in terms of leadership development, in terms of academic excellence, in terms of taking individuals who sometimes have been written off and would be pushed aside or denied, and sending them forth after 4 years to the greatest and toughest academic graduate disciplines in the world. That is their mission. We used to say in years now gone that these institutions provide education for liberation, whereas some majority institutions provide education for the perpetuation of the status quo. That's perhaps an oversimplification, but there's enough truth in it for us to invest. And one of the things that the alumni and alumni must do is make more sacrificial gifts to these institutions and make our own lives a culture of giving. And with the risk of embarrassing her, Margot Copeland, who is a graduate of Hampton University, is practicing the very thing that I am talking about, although her children went to Morehouse and Spelman. But that's all right.
Hi, my name is Armand Green and I'm from Max Hayes. I was wondering, now that you're retired, are you considering running for mayor or any public office? That's a question.
First of all, I want to congratulate and commend all of the students here. Thank you for the question. But there is a verse that says, "They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk." And not faint. I have reached the walking stage now. I will leave the running stage in the hands of persons like yourself. And I mean that literally. You must do that. You must say now, yes, we can.
Reverend Moss, my name is Leslie Huff, and I want to commend you for the profound impact you've had on this country through your work as a civil rights and human rights activist. Spiritually led to create an environment that is where the table is set for everyone. My question has to do with the least of these. You said in your presentation that every unprotected resident in a city, their unprotected status is a threat to the entire region. And I agree with you, I think that's very true. But very often, the most unprotected citizens are the ones that are least revered. So in the case of our LGBT citizens, we are at a point where we can be dismissed from occupations, from our jobs, just on the idea that we might be gay. We can be dismissed from our homes. We can be removed from our apartments on the suspicion that we are gay. And in that kind of environment, where your very livelihood and your very shelter is at stake with no effort whatsoever in our cities of protecting those people. In a certain sense, they've become the most unprotected citizens. And I'm wondering if you could give us some advice as to how to handle that. Now, I know you're walking and not running, but I know that people listen to what you have to say. They listen intently, and not as often as we'd like, they follow what you say. So I'm hoping that you can give some words of wisdom that could help us to move toward a new day where all of our citizens have a right to employment and where they have a right to feel safe in their shelter, because a home is a horrible thing to lose. And we have sheltered people in our home who have been removed from their homes simply on the suspicion of them having that status. So.
Thank you. We have all often quoted one of Dr. King's famous statements that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. He also quoted, particularly during his last days, a statement, I think it was from Victor Hugo, when a soul is left in darkness, sins will be committed, but the guilty one is not only the one who commits the act, but the one or the ones who caused the darkness. Each of us, I think, must accept the responsibility of fighting injustice wherever we find it. And those who are victimized or brutalized by that injustice also have the responsibility of determining, and no one else can do this, but determining how you will respond to that injustice. If we respond with hostility, hate, and violence, that will get one kind of consequence. If we respond with redeeming love, I think we get yet another kind of environment, spirit, and possibility of transcending ancient agonies and creating new possibilities. And I think that's our job, to find ways each day we live to rise above all of the ancient agonies and ancient held opinions and attitudes and put on the garments of new possibilities. And when we do this, I think we will move closer and closer to reclaiming that which we are losing and enhancing that which is waiting to be fulfilled. And that is everybody's task. Everybody's task.
Thank you. Today at the City Club of Cleveland Forum, we have been listening to Reverend Otis Moss. Thank you, Reverend Moss. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Happy holidays. This forum is now adjourned.